What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Real Impact. I'm your host, Austin Rice. We got a good one lined up for you guys today. Mr. Amado Vazquez with Island Meal Prep.
One, two, three, four.
Amado, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Good, good. I noticed too. I missed a word. It's Island Fresh Meal Prep.
Yeah, well, the actual name is Jack's Fish Organic Meals LLC. Our DBA is Island Fresh. And
There
then the
we go.
website is islandfreshmeals.com.
There we go. There we go.
I got you.
Well, good, man. So for those of you that are watching that maybe don't know you, kind of give us a brief little glimpse into who you are.
Okay, so, I'm an immigrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start with that one. I came to the States with, I was 14 from Cuba, born and raised there, came over, struggled a lot, obviously, like everybody else. Being here first. Joined the military back in it was like 2007. Did a full tours. I'm still in the reserves. Opened up the business back in 2017. Kind of want to do help out my family and stuff like that. One thing led to another. We've been really successful. Opened our second location. Then everything came down like COVID wise. We did it during that time frame. We were not expecting that, so we had to close one location. We opened the storefront about a year and a half ago, and that one kind of took off. I left the military, moved over to the reserve side, and now I'm here. So yeah, it's a quick background of what I do, so what I did and where I'm at now.
Yeah, man. So you for anybody listening right now, right? We'll kind of unpack that, right? You were full-time active duty in the Navy, right?
Absolutely, yes. I was a rescue swimmer for 14 years, which is we call it MH-60 Romeo, an air crewman. Just had a lot of fun shooting guns, jumping out of helicopters, hellfire missiles, torpedoes, chasing submarines. Doing recon. Had the opportunity to work with some Spec Ops guys out there in what we were doing in the Horn of Africa. I spent a lot of time. I think the second deployment was like a whole year and a half total maritime. It was crazy, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, and you started the business while you were still full-time, right?
Oh yeah, I was doing CBTSC workups back in 2017, and I was out there in the middle of the ocean talking to Tallahassee. It was super funny because we go in River City, so we just have no communication. So it took me like 3 or 4 months to figure everything out. I'm not an entrepreneur, so I had to read a lot of books, had to talk to a lot of people, because obviously I don't know. At the time I didn't know anything about business, how to open it up, how to start it up, LLCs, this and that, and I gathered a lot of knowledge when I was out there, and
Yeah.
it was pretty funny.
That's awesome, man. So first off, thank you for your service, man.
Thank you.
And then let's kind of unpack that, man. Like, so you're active duty. What was the thought process? Like, what made you want to, start a business? Obviously, what you're doing now. What made you want to start a business back in 2017? You're having all this fun. You're doing on deployments. You're in the middle of the ocean. I'm sure the last thing on your mind was, what's next, right?
It's just like everything else, God put people in front of you for a reason, and things happen in life for a reason. I'm a great believer of that. And at the time, my family was struggling when the whole 2015 house market crashed. Sadly, my mom was part of that, and she lost her house, she lost everything in 2017. They had to move in with me, so the business really came up as an opportunity for them to do something. One thing led to another. We started cooking at the house, which is kind of like business. Started cooking at the houses, and that we had. I think the first week we had like one or two clients, and then within like 2 months we had like 20 clients. So like, holy crap, this thing is growing really quick, really fast. And as a liability issue, I was like, listen, I have to get this right, So I want to say the biggest reason why it was family. And like I said, I was doing my thing, great, successful career in the military, Air Crewman of the Year, a bunch of awards, like I was doing really well in that aspect with my military service. And the family definitely, this is what I tell people all the time. In times of chaos, just stop and things will place themselves in front of you. And that's what happened. Like one thing led to another, and like I said, I read a lot. I got myself into the books, and family was the biggest drive because I wanted to help them out more than anything else, so that way they had something to do. Yeah, here we
That's
are now.
awesome. Nah, dude, I think that's a killer story, man. Obviously, humble beginnings in the kitchen, cooking up meals for people and stuff like that. So let's kind of dive into, the business, right? So explain to everybody listening, what you guys do, what your services are, what you guys provide, and everything like that. Give your little plug, man.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no. So right now, what we do for people is like, we are a little bit different than everybody else. Sometimes they have like Monday and Tuesdays only deliveries. We're open 7 days a week. And what we do, we just cook for people mainly, and we do macro oriented meals. So if you have a custom plan and you need something specific, hey, I need 40 grams of protein in my meals. I want to have a restriction on my carbs where I can only get like 30 grams. We provide that service for clients. So anything they need, we can approach it in a good way. They get a lot of good quality products. So that's the one thing that I want to say breaks it away from everybody. It's just the quality of our product, and because we're local. So we're not using frozen products. We're not using anything crazy like that. So we keep our meals super clean. Stay away from vegetable oils. We try to keep our sodium content low, so that clients have a good quality meal that it's helped them to reach their goals and their full potential. Because nutrition, as we know, is health. I'm a big promoter of that. Staying fit and eating healthy will keep you away from the doctor. I mean, that's the one thing I learned, man. You don't want to go to the doctor all the time because you have diabetic heart issues and this and that. So that's what we provide for our clients, and we open up a storefront because the clients were asking for that. They're like, man, you guys got to do something where we can come in and get a couple meals and eat here and sit down and have some fun. And now we have a full-out cafe # restaurant. So we have our Cuban influence in there. We added some platanitos, sweet potatoes, French fries. We got beers. So we have a full menu now where clients can go. Our chicken, our French wrap is fire. We got island burritos. We got cubanos. Yeah, we got Cuban Phillies. And because at the same time, we understand, at times we need something that's good for the soul. So.
Oh yeah. No, so that's awesome, man. So you started off with just doing meal prep, right? Just doing the meal prep service. And, were you guys delivering those? Were you guys having people come pick them up? How'd you guys kind of start with that? Because obviously now you guys have the evolution to the storefront with the meal prep. No, it's obviously not how you started, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. So we started from the house. So people will come over to the house, pick up stuff at the house. And one thing led to another. I came back from deployment, from the workup that I was doing. I was able to stay home for a little while. And, like I said, once I got the license, we got a small kitchen space and stuff like that. And then we started having pickup locations. Then we're like, hey, you know what? A lot of clients are asking for delivery. Let's just do delivery. Which that was kind of it's like I tell people, it was difficult. We made it work.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. Just choose when you feel like quitting. Just do one more day.
Right.
When you get that feeling like, yo, I'm gonna quit because I'm done. Tell yourself, I'm gonna do it for one more day. Guess what? The day's gonna get better because you're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna rest. You're gonna wake up fresh. You're gonna be like, you know what? Let me go do what I gotta do.
Sleep on it. Yeah.
Exactly. You have to sleep on it. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm human. I wanted to quit. I had a whole career. Why would I want to go do this stuff now?
Right. Especially when it gets hard too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's always hard times in anything you do in life. Nothing in life is easy. The whole mentality of, oh, this is easy. There's nothing easy. Most people are going to tell you, this is really hard to do and this and that. And that's a lie. Because once you start doing it, it's easy. But it's easy onto the mindset that you have. So one more day. That's what I tell myself all the time. Just one more day. You don't feel like doing it? One more day. So, but that's how we started, cooking in the kitchen, crazy stuff. No deliveries, none of that. People will come to our home to pick up. I think probably my neighbor was like, this guy has to be at the stuff in his house, coming out with bags. It's like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an old Army guy, Hilo guy. So I was chatting with him. He's like, bro, I thought you guys were doing I don't know, some type of drug deals and stuff like that. I'm like, no, he's just coming up to
food dealer. That's what it is.
Yeah. So like I said, one thing led to another. And now we're fully open 7 days a week. 7 days a week delivery now. We have, I think, 11 pickup locations throughout Jax. We deliver to Palatka. We deliver to San Agustin. So we branch out, and
Mhm.
our next step is going to be regional shipping coming up in 2023. That's a long-term goal right now, mid next year, and keep growing. That's
Yeah.
all we can do, and hopefully make this thing a franchise. So a lot of people come to the store, they like the ambient, they like what they see, they like the feel, and we're thinking about maybe franchising this thing.
No, that'd be awesome, man. I think that's a good plan. I mean, so like, let's kind of go back, right? Because what was it like for you trying to manage all of this while also going on deployments and, having your responsibilities that you had day to day in the military and, everything like that? How big of a struggle was it trying to manage also growing the meal prep business?
Oh, it was definitely difficult, but I had help. That's the
Right.
one thing I've been blessed with is friends and family and people around me that actually take care of the things that I needed. At first, Zach Bragdon, huge friend of mine, love him to death. He took care of the whole thing for me pretty much. He was running the whole business. I was gone. I was able to focus on what I needed to do. And if he didn't need a guidance or something happened or something like that, he will call me. He will email me or whatever the case might be. We always had an open communication where, if I was on base doing what I did, he was able to manage that and took the business. He maintained the business pretty much by himself with the family once we opened the location in Riverside. I want to
That's
say
awesome.
he did it for like 2 solid years, 2 3 years. Yeah. Like we meet together, so yeah, love him to death for sure.
Yeah. No,
And
that's
always have to surround yourself with good people that
yeah.
believe in your vision, and they will put in their soul and they everything into it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the mindset there, man. Because I mean, you're not coming from the easiest background, right?
Oh,
You guys immigrated over to the U.S. So let's talk about the mindset behind growing the business, and getting, obviously, like you said, there's good days, there's bad days, right? But it's the mindset of you're going to keep going, you're not going to stop, you're going to make it successful no matter what. Um, what do you think was the biggest driver there? Like, what's the biggest piece of advice you could give on the mindset there?
I think the biggest thing that I want to say is like how you see things. Coming from nothing, because I tell people all the time, like, what do we say? Like nowadays, what do we look at things? We look at things as oh, he's poor because he doesn't have a nice car. Oh, he's poor because he doesn't have this. Oh, he's poor because he doesn't have that. Right? Material things. That's how we are valuing things. So my mindset was like, listen, I come from a place where people think I'm poor, but I'm rich because I have people next to me that care about me. I might not have the clothes I want. I might have shoes with holes on. I might not be able to eat every day. But guess what? I have people that care about me when I was a child that brought me a piece of bread a day, that brought me water. So I was reaching that aspect where I had a good support system. So
Hmm.
for me, that mindset is always stuck with me. Um, I was, I tell people all the time, like having the things that I have now mean nothing to me. Uh,
Right.
Money is just a way for me to get where I want to go in the aspect of me being able to help people. And that's just the mindset that I try to have every day, like I think like three things, three biggest things: take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul. You do those three things and everything else will come. When chaos comes and things happen, because obviously we had days where, things went to,
Yeah.
and you're just like, dude, how do I keep going? You
Yeah.
know what? You go eat, you go sleep, you go take care of yourself. And once you do those three things, everything else, all of a sudden, there's a solution. When the
Hmm.
fire goes on and it burns down the house, what do? The foundation's still there. Clean it up, build it back up again.
Yeah.
So I think
I
that
think
was
that's
important for me. Yeah.
that's big, man. So let's break those down, right? You got the three, your three things, right? So how are you, how are you doing it, right? And then what advice would you give people for taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, and taking care of your soul?
So the biggest thing, like I always tell, like, how do you take care of your body? What do you eat? Go exercise, go for a walk, 30 minutes. That's it. Nothing major. And
Hmm.
watch what you put in your body. Your body's your temple. You take care of it. You have to do those things for you because that's how you react. That's how your mood swings coming in and out. Coming from my background with the military, there's a lot of trauma that I have. Obviously, because some of the things I did, and then from my childhood, I have trauma. I have things that I have to take care of. Go talk to a therapist. That way you take care of your soul. That way you're taking care of yourself. You are acknowledging the things that you have to work on. And then taking care of your mind. Go meditate. You know, go watch the sunrise. That's a big thing for me.
Mhm.
Read. When I feel really anxiety and depression and all these things coming at me at once, like I told you, like I have to go and meditate. Like for me, it's work, and I have to go do it. It's actually I'm reading this book called the Body Keeps Score, and
Mhm.
it's all about trauma. It's all about how to take care of your mind and your soul, and understanding the things that are happening to you and why they're happening. And sometimes one of the biggest things, serotonin, comes out from
Mhm.
it's in your brain. So Prozac, you have all these other pills against depression coming up, and but those are things that you have to go do when you see yourself like anxiety and depression and all these things. You have to take care of your mind because your mind is that powerful. I
Yeah.
tell people all the time, it's so easy for you to deviate, but it takes time. How many friends do you have that you see them like off their rails, and you're just like, damn it, man, I wish I could help him. I wish I could do something for them.
Mhm.
And time will get them there, getting the right advice. I'm a great believer who you hang out with is part of who you are. And we all make mistakes, and that's why it's so important for you to take care of your mind. That's the biggest one, and then your body, just obviously nutrition and working out, and your soul is taking care of the little things, reading, learning, and making sure you are okay with who you are.
Right. Yeah, I think that's huge, man. So, taking care of your body, right? Making sure you're eating right, working out, taking care of your physical being. And then, taking care of your mind, making sure you're staying sharp, reading, making sure that you're not, because at the end of the day, let's be real, right? We're all human,
Yep.
and you can like, it's fact. You can get dumber.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Like, so I think that's big, right? Like, take care of your mind, make sure you're staying sharp. You're reading, you're listening to audiobooks, or you're watching podcasts like this, or you're listening to other people communicate different points, right? And it's just all about points of view. It's gathering different points of view and then processing it internally. I think that helps out as well. And then, just to recap, like helping with your soul, I think, what I gathered from what you were saying is just making sure you're good with who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
at times I'm not, honestly. Like that's why I go to therapy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as a man, right? As a man, as
Mhm.
business owners, anything. You're like, oh man, I got this. I'm the man.
Yeah, you
Could be
bear a lot of weight on the shoulders, don't you?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You could be brutal. It's like I tell people, I can walk into a room and I can do damage, right? You had that in the back of your mind. How do you
Mhm.
control that, right? Has to be the therapy. You got to take care of your soul. You have to understand who you are. Sometimes we hurt the people we love the most without even knowing it. Your girlfriend, your wife, your children, your mother. Sometimes, like, they see that anger in you. They see that reaction. This is something that military members deal with all the time, right?
Mhm.
So it's something that I deal with too, and it's hard, and it's definitely one of the most difficult things that me as a man have to deal with is accepting who I am and accepting the
Mhm.
mistakes I made, and that's why I say, you got to take care of your soul, man. You have to.
Yeah.
You
What I
have to.
think that also, like, I think it couples well with, aside from, being a man, you've got a daughter as well, being a father, right? Like, aside from those two things, also, being a business owner, trying to grow a business, trying to, make sure that, your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, right? Like, there's a lot that goes into that a lot of people don't realize.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Like
know,
there's
and not even just the mental or like the action, like the actionable things. It's also the mental, right? Aside from the physical actionable things that they see us doing, daily, it's it's the mental battle too, right?
absolutely.
Um, how what about this bill? Oh shit, I didn't see this bill coming, or we got payroll coming up, or hey, we need to get a couple more clients to hit a record month this month, right? Like, all those mental notes and battles that we have internally that we don't voice to other people, right?
You can. I mean, it's like exactly like you said. I cannot fail. Failure for me is not an option. I have to
Mhm.
keep going. I have to do one more day. That's the biggest thing. Like, so many people depend on what I do every day, how I act, how I react. And I'm, like I said, sometimes I'm human and I go downhill and it happens. But the one thing is that I do not fail. I do not care. Like, I don't care. Even if I fail, I'll get back up. I take it as a lesson. I move on. I don't let it. I try not to let it bother me. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it gets to me because it's hard. It's hard to accept failure. It's hard to accept the pain that comes from it. It's hard to lose people because of the way you react or act. Because, like you said, from the business aspect, you have a supplier. You give it the bad reaction. You got to pay the bill. You got to do the things that you got to take care of. And sometimes, things happen and you're not there yet. You just got to keep going. So I take them as lessons. Like failure, I think I try to say they're lessons for me.
Yeah. Now, what do you think is one of the biggest lessons that you've had to learn, from going from part-time, in the business and, just starting it off to where you're at now? What do you think has been one of the biggest lessons you've had to learn?
One more day.
Yeah.
That's why I apply so hard because, I would say one more day. That's the biggest lessons I've learned when it comes to the business aspect. Just take it as one more day. It was really hard for me when I got out and I started doing this full time, dealing with life itself. Went to a divorce. It's like a bunch of things happened, so it's just like, damn it. I was down for a long time. So I would say that one more day was the biggest lesson I have learned. And just I think right now what I'm currently working on is just controlling my anger, controlling the way I act and treat others. So I would say one more day.
Yeah. There's a really good book. I don't know if you've read it or not. It'll probably resonate really well with you as well. It's called How Leadership Actually Works.
Okay.
It's by Larry Yacht, former Navy SEAL, team lead, everything like that. Book's awesome, right? But it goes over it. It's cool though, because especially coming from being former military, right? You'll appreciate the way he structures everything, right? And the tactics behind the reasoning as to why he, teaches different principles and the way he teaches you how to react and respond and stuff like that. It's pretty wild, man. Cause I'd say a lot of it probably goes back to military background, where, and you'll probably be able to speak on this a lot better than I am. I'm literally just regurgitating what he says in the book, right? But what he talks about is how in business and as leaders, right, we don't really practice a lot, right? A lot of what we do is just game time. And so, but in the military, especially in spec ops and stuff like that, he said they practice every single day. And so he said, when it comes to business, why are we not practicing, the tough conversations? Why are we not practicing, open communication? And one of the biggest things he said too was when it comes to teams, he said in the military, the team is not a group of guys that all like each other and get along and whatever. He said it's the best people equipped to get to the end goal. And I think that was a huge thing for me whenever I heard that, because one of the big things as an entrepreneur and as an owner, right, you get to kind of build your team, right? And I think it's so easy, especially as people, to want to be around people that we like. You probably dealt with this too, right? We want to be around people that we enjoy being around, that we like. And that was a big clarity moment for me, because I was like, damn, that's not what it's about. This is our goal for the company, and I need to get the people that are best fit in each position to reach that goal.
The biggest thing that you want in a team is loyalty. That's something I learned. So you don't want the best guy, because if the best guy doesn't have loyalty, it's no good to you. It's like you said. It's just literally not good to you. That's how I structure my teams too. I was able to pick the guys that I want to go out with and that I wanted to work with. And I obviously had a list of guys, and we were able to choose. And that's the one thing with the military. Everything I do, even now for the business, everything's structured. Everything is checked, so that way everything is point one thing. I could get someone in there in the store, train them out, and they have a checklist, and they're just wow, everything is so well organized. You know what I mean? Because that's the background the military teaches you. And it's like I'm saying, in your team, you don't want the best guy. You don't, because if he doesn't have any loyalty, done. Usually the guys that I like to keep around, it's like you say, average. Why? Because they get this stuff done. they're good at what they do, and they produce, and they're loyal. Loyalty is a big thing. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I'm probably gonna read that book next. So
Yeah, I would definitely check it out, man. I think you'd enjoy it.
absolutely.
So what's kind of what's the operation look like now for you guys? Because I mean, obviously you guys have, the storefront. You guys are delivering meals. So what's that kind of look like for you guys now?
Right now it is a lot. So like right now, right, we're talking like, so I got orders coming in, like I said, again, I put myself in a position where I have good people with me. I teach them the right stuff. And once you have people in place and you're giving the right tools, everything's going to go smooth. Because if they have a question, they have a problem, they're going to reach out. For most of the questions and most of the problems, they can fix them themselves. You teach them once, they know how to get it done. So the operations for us, it's like right now, you go place an order. I have someone in the store. They go look at your order. They put it together. They're there. They're prepping. I think right now total I have like 10, 11 employees currently. I'm hiring some others, so that's why my number is kind of fluffy because I got one coming up next week. I'm always trying to, like, especially on the restaurant business, to have the storefront is always moving. So the operations for us look it's pretty simple but complex at the same time. Someone new coming on board, they'll be like, "Oh my God, this is a lot," but it's really not. It's like I tell people, one of the biggest lies that people tell you, it's like, "Oh, you cannot do it because it's so hard to do it."
Business is hard. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Life is hard for guys. Waking up and breathing is a blessing, so everything else is hard.
Well, that's like one of the biggest things too. Is it's like, everybody says business is hard or anything like that or whatever. Being broke is hard. Making money's hard. Pick your hard.
Pick your heart. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And like right now, that's how the operation goes. It's pretty smooth, pretty sailing. Where I have a lot of time for myself. So like every. I never stay in the same place. That's something with me. I'm always improving. I'm always having, like right now, I got a short-term goal, apart from the business, and I have a long-term goal apart from the business, which is improving myself, improving my mind, improving my soul. And so I got so the business structure is set where I don't even have to be there. This is why the franchise is coming into place, hopefully, by 2024, business-wise. So it's pretty simple in my mind, but I know it's hard. But once you get the right people there, you put the right checklist, everyone knows how to read. Everyone knows how to open up an app nowadays. And they can see what they need to get done. And as long as they get it done and they're checking on it, and all I have to do is look up, they got it done. Easy.
Perfect.
But that's how the structure is right now, logistic-wise. Like I said, I got good employees, man, and they get paid well, and they do the right thing. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So what do you think? Are you guys more focused on the storefront or more on the meal prep delivery side now?
Both. I'm the one that handles that part, and I'm always focused on both. Like I never give one more than the other, because I feel like when I do, which I've done in the past, something's lack. So if I keep both of them going fully forward, like you'll see me like in the post on Instagram, I post a little bit about the meal prep. Then 3 or 4 days after that, all I do is post about the storefront and sending out emails, and that way clients know where we at, trying to acquire those new clients, and there. And that's part of the next adventure that I'll be launching up here in the next couple of months. It's going to give me another venue for me to reach out more people.
That's awesome, man. So what are you guys primarily doing for marketing, right? Because you guys are a direct to consumer company, right? So what's kind of the biggest like marketing channels you guys are targeting and going after?
We use obviously Google Ads. We use Winn-Dixie. When you go by, you see the labels and stuff like that. We use local flavor. We use money pages. So we try to stay in the local market more than anything else. There's a couple apps that we've been looking at, like I think it's like 5-star, like where you get an app and then you see the business coming up, and we can still do sales and stuff like that. So we try to stay active in those apps, and mainly that's what we target. We did Mint magazine for a little while, and stuff like that. With a Groupon, we did it for a little while too. So we just pretty much try everything that we can see and beneficial for the business.
Awesome, man. So yeah, because I mean, you guys are, like you said, you're all local, regional, stuff like that. So um, that's good, man. So what's next for you guys? Obviously, you talked a little bit about franchising. So what's next there?
The next big thing for us is going to be regional shipping. That's coming up first in 2023. Once we get that knocked down, then because it's okay, everything takes time. Everything takes
Mhm.
time. You got to have the right people. Honestly, money is like I told you, money doesn't mean anything to me personally. Only a way for me to get where I need to be. Uh,
Mhm.
and
It's a vehicle.
yeah, a vehicle. But most people don't see it that way, so I have to
Yeah.
pay people to get which is part of the business. So yeah, so I think that's our next big thing right now. Where I'm focusing on is just trying to launch the regional shipping, getting everything locked down. A new site might be coming, needs to come out for that to be happening. So we're investing a lot of money in that too. Then after that, if everything works out well, because everything has to be in place where I can sell what I have and put everything in place. It needs to be moved from an LLC to a corporation, and then we'll be able to do the franchise.
Awesome, man. No, I think it's a good idea, man. I think there's a lot of opportunity there,
Yeah,
you know. Um, especially when it comes to, the fresh food and everything like that. Um, there's a market for it everywhere,
yes, sir.
especially in the the bodybuilding world that you're in, and all that. Even aside from that, man, just busy people. Because I would say honestly, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say probably a bulk of your business doesn't even come from the competition world, does it?
Absolutely not. But I mean, my
Yeah.
competition guys is maybe one or two, three clients. I mean,
Yeah.
bodybuilders, they don't have money to spend money on food,
Yeah.
honestly. These guys are eating 6, 7 times a day. You think you know what those guys eat? Rice and chicken.
Yep.
They don't have any taste in food. I cook for regular people, man.
Yep.
99% of my clients are regular human beings, hardworking doctors, nurses, lawyers,
Busy. Yep.
these people like me, like I don't have time to. I eat what I cook. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like people often say, "Oh, have you stepped on stage eating your food?" Absolutely, yes. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
have time to eat rice and chicken. Like I mean, I want to eat flavorful food and still look good and still
Right.
be 100% myself. And I did. I mean, I got second place now. I'm going for my pro card. So no, bodybuilders, nah. It's just I don't follow. I mean, you heard about the 80-20 rule, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
In bodybuilding, you think I want to focus on that? Get out of here. I mean, it's just honestly,
Yeah.
that's not my market. My market is just hardworking people that want to eat something healthy, something clean, and understand nutrition.
Yeah. No, I think it's huge, man, because a lot of people, obviously they're trading time, right? They're trading their money for time. They're buying their time back. The time it would take them to cook, the meals and stuff like that. That's what they're buying back by using the service.
Absolutely,
So I think that's super important, that you guys have that target audience, that you guys have that nailed down, and that, because I think a lot of people think, look at meal prep and they're like, oh, it's a bodybuilding thing.
that's not.
But I could, like I think a lot of people do. Like I think a lot of people look at a meal prep service or a meal prep and they're like, oh, it's a bodybuilding thing. But in reality, it's not. It's a time thing, right?
Luxury, man. At the end of the day, it's a luxury. You literally don't want to go to the store. You don't want to spend your weekend cooking. And then, I mean, most people when they do meal prep, what do? They eat the same thing every day. So it gets boring. It's like you only keep it up for so long. But
Well, I
when
think
you
that's a big reason too why a lot of people fall off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is why I teach food. Have a good system when you look at food and you're like, you know what? I'm grateful for what I'm eating because it's going to keep me healthy. It's not, you don't want to eat a food that's bland. You don't want to eat food that is just like, oh my God, what the heck is this thing? You know what I mean? You will never buy that again.
Mhm.
But if I give you flavorful food that is good for you, it makes you feel great, and you could go do what you need to do, you will keep coming back. So
Mhm.
that's my market. It's just teaching people have a good relationship with food and look at food as something as medicine, because that's what it is. We just don't teach it. You know why we do nowadays? Oh, you need something? Go to the doctor. They'll give you some pills. You'll be great to go. Oh, you eating 3 times a day? No. Eat only one. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So it's like what? You hear all these people crazy ideas of dieting, all these other things. Oh, do keto, do this, do that. You know how bad that is for you. I mean, I'm not a big believer on any diet. What I'm a big believer on is macros, macronutrients. eat your fats, eat your proteins, and your carbs. 3 things. You'll be fine. Control your calories. There's no way you're going to lose weight if you are in a surplus. Surplus.
Doesn't matter how clean the food is you're eating. Yeah.
I don't care what you name it. I don't care if
Yeah.
you name it this diet. I don't care what you name it.
Yeah.
It's macronutrients. Track your macros. If you're on a surplus, guess what? You're going to get weight. If you bring those calories down, guess what? You are going to lose weight. It's that simple. And yes, it does matter a lot what you put in your body. I had a guy like, keto guys, like, oh, can you put a bar of butter on my meal? Absolutely not. I don't want to kill you. Like, what would I want
A bar of butter?
Yeah, because I guess that's what his coach told him to do. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not responsible for giving you.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
You could go buy it at the store. You'll be fine. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's I hear a lot, and that's why I try to teach people, guide them to have a good relationship with their food, because nowadays, I mean, honestly, in the households, they do not have a good relationship with food. Part of the programs that I try to help out here in town is called the Daniels Kids, which is kids that have, foster kids that they don't have much. And, when I bring them their food and they see a green bean, they're just like, oh, what is this? And I'm like, oh, that's green bean. And they're just like, oh, I never seen that. I always eat them in a can. When they see like peppers, tomato for them is ketchup. So the thing is, our youth is not taught properly what nutrition does for them. They look at it as, I mean, food is just McDonald's. It's something quick and easy that you could grab. That's food for them. That's
Right.
what they eat. And you could only sustain that until like 2025, and then you start getting diabetes and you start getting heart issues. And at that point, that's it. You back into the system, and then you try to fix yourself if you got a good career and you got the money to be able to do. Because the first thing the doctor tells you is, oh, change your diet. But then again, doctors, how long do they spend in a course about nutrition?
Yeah.
I think it's like 20, like not even like 20 hours. So out of the entire 6, 7, 8 years of being a doctor, they only spend 20 hours talking about nutrition. But then again, they know that is food. Because why? Because they eat good food. So it's like, you see that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I see where you're going. Yeah.
So that's why I target them, because they know.
That's awesome, man. Well, Amado, man, it's been good, man. We're coming up on our time here. So what's one nugget you want to leave everybody with, and then we'll sign off?
Yeah, the biggest thing is circling back to the big 3. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul. Those 3 big things, always take care of them, and then everything else in life will come to you.
Perfect, man. Amado, man, I really appreciate you coming on today, man.
Thank you for having me on here, bro.
All right, guys, that's it for today's episode of The Real Impact. Make sure you guys tune in next Monday for another live episode. Peace.
Peace.